We are going live with my dirty Bessie. There we are. Okay, this is yeah, this is we can pop out. We can send feedback. Okay, here's our chat. Yeah, pop out. Okay, we don't want to do that. Hi everybody. I only can I share it? Can I share from here?
To Facebook, share a link.
Oh, I can share a link so they can come to YouTube to catch it. Okay, that makes sense. Twitter. Do you have any of these?
I have Facebook.
You have Facebook. Okay, that's fine. I have a Twitter account with all 20 followers. Have I ever linked this? Hang on, everybody. There's nobody out there anyway.
Yeah, but they're watching our video. They'll want to click
Oh, okay. Sign into Twitter. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I thought I was already connected. Okay, sorry. Susie's correcting me. She's saying, "Stop it, Mom. This is like my story." So, oh shoot, there at the light. All right. Okay, well, we're here to talk about Susan and her MS journey. And thank you all for coming on and watching. Um, we were over on Facebook for a little bit talking about it. And I think we'll go ahead and, Susan, you come over here in the middle. Come more in the middle. There we go. And so this is my daughter, by the way, for any of you who didn't know.
Nice to meet you.
She has been dealing with MS for quite a while now. And we just thought we would document some of what she's been through and maybe share and help some folk on their journey. So while everybody ignores my messy background, I hate that. You were, how old were you when you first started having symptoms?
When I first started having symptoms, I was 25.
You were
Actually,
25.
24, turning 25.
That's right, because in the middle of it, you turned 25 with a big birthday surprise.
Yes.
Um, okay, so you were working where?
I was working at Suncoast Credit Union.
And you were a teller there.
I was the teller.
You were
yes.
a teller there. Okay. So one morning you woke up and you needed to get ready to go to work.
Yes.
And go ahead and
well, what happened? The first symptom that I had was at work. I was at work one day and I was looking far away. And when I looked far away, I saw double vision. And so I went to an eye doctor and I was told maybe my eyes are getting tired from concentrating on reading. So I got some reading glasses that day. So the next morning, I woke up, and when I woke up, I looked at the ceiling, and there was two ceiling fans. And so, but when I concentrated, I could kind of focus and get it to one image. So I still went to work that morning. I was concerned, slightly concerned, but the doctor said I just needed eyeglasses, so I got up and went to work. And as I went to work that day, it kept getting harder and harder to focus. I kept getting to where I would see double vision all the time. And so I was starting to get worried. I went to bed. The next morning, I got up, went to another eye doctor, and that eye doctor said, "No, this is something to do with your muscles. You're going to have to go to another doctor." So I was starting to get really worried, and it was getting worse. It wasn't getting better. So I went to the ER because I didn't want to mess with my vision. So when I went to the ER. They did a bunch of tests, everything except an MRI. They did a CT scan. The CT scan came back normal. The doctor discharged me from the hospital and said, your tests are all normal, but your condition is not.
Oh, there's great phraseology, isn't there?
Yeah, you gotta love it. I was like, oh, great. So I knew nothing more. I knew nothing more than when I walked into the ER. So then they referred me to a neurologist the next morning. So this is all within 3 day time. I went to a neurologist the next day, and the neurologist said, yep, you either have MS or you have a brain tumor. And I didn't know what MS was at that time. I don't know anyone in my family that has it. I don't know any friends. I didn't have any friends that had MS, so I didn't have any background with it. So at I lost my train of thought.
Okay, well, you were at the neurologist. Was this on your birthday?
Yes.
Okay.
At the
This was the big birthday surprise that year.
At the neurologist was 12/18 of 2005. I got my birthday diagnosis of MS. I got told I have MS, and I didn't really know anything about it. And the doctor told me to go home and Google it because he didn't want me running out of the office in tears. I was like, okay, what are we dealing with? So at that time, they ordered a emergency MRI. I got an MRI the next day. Then they ordered a lumbar puncture or spinal tap. Um, I I went. I did the MRI and the spinal tap. The spinal tap came back with proteins in it that's in the cerebral spinal fluid that surrounds your spine and your brain. There's a protein that they look for. And then I had lesions on my brain that matched MS. And so when you get a diagnosis with MS, you have to have several different factors of different areas that prove that you have MS as a diagnosis. So I had the positive lumbar puncture and the positive MRI, and then obviously I had clinical symptoms.
Now, what did they see on your MRI?
On my MRI, they saw
Lesions
on your brain.
And what do those look like? Just white spots?
They're white spots, and they're in certain particular patterns.
Okay.
On your brain.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're actually, the lesions is actually scar tissue. Mm-hmm. Okay, because it's your body attacking itself.
Attacking the myelin sheath of the nerves. Yes.
The myelin sheath, the sheath that wraps your nerves. Okay.
Yep.
And that would be throughout your whole brain and your spinal column, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so at that, so then I was told by the doctor, you indeed do have MS. And then they started treatment with IV steroids at home. And I had what's called what was going on with my eyes is basically on a basic level, I lost control of my eye muscles that go side to side. So
that's binary.
Yeah, it's BINO. It's bilateral intranuclear neuro-ophthalmology something. Okay. Or other. It's a big long word. It's BINO. If you search that, that would show you. It's a very common MS symptom. It's actually a very common initial symptom as well. So, I mean, and even being the age of 25, being female, being of white descent, all of that is all normal for MS. So, but yeah, and then it took about 6 weeks.
Okay.
For the double vision to clear up. and I had what was called the relapsing remitting form of MS, which means you have these relapses, you have symptoms, and then they clear up, and you either have a deficit or no deficit left over from it. It can be either one, but it does get a little better. It remits. It remits. It goes into remission, and then it comes back out throughout the time. So, which I can tell you guys about. I've been on several different types of medicine. That's just a journey in itself.
That's another video.
Right. It's another video. So my initial symptoms was the double vision. My diagnosis came with the spinal tap and the MRI. So yeah.
Okay. So it was 6 weeks of double vision, and you worked through all of that.
I did, yeah.
As a teller, counting cash.
I did, yes. It was very stressful. You cover your one eye and you can see one picture. So I would wear an eye patch so that I could see the one image. It was a very stressful time of life trying to work. But I had been at the credit union for less than a year, so I wasn't eligible for FMLA. They were very good and helped with time off and stuff, but I did have to go back to work within a week and work through the first diagnosis process. Yeah, definitely.
So that it's difficult to get diagnosed with MS, is what I've heard.
It can
it's
be
a whole process.
It can be diagnosis.
Do you think it's the doctors, or that they don't know what they're dealing with MS, or is it insurance that's making it so difficult?
Probably a little of both. Probably a little bit of both. So because there's no tried and true reason for what causes it, how to cure it. They don't know those details. So I think they've established these rules. Okay, if they have this and this, then it's likely that it is MS. Or if they have this and this, it's not likely that it's MS. So that's why I think they go through the order. So.
Okay. Well, we're going to be back. We're going to talk about this more, and we're kicking around the idea of whether to having a whole separate channel with this or what. We still haven't decided. It's kind of going to result of who's following, and who's searching out for answers for MS. And if you are searching, or somebody who's searching out, Susan is available, and is willing to talk and share what she went through, so that you don't feel alone out there if you're dealing with this by yourself.
Yeah.
So we're going to say goodbye. Go ahead and like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will talk to you later then.
Thank you.